Hey guys, in this month's Disney Rewind, we're going to be talking about Hocus Pocus 2. So, before we head into our thoughts and feelings on Hocus Pocus 2, there are definitely probably going to be spoilers in this video, so you have been warned. Stephanie, how did you feel about Hocus Pocus number 2?
It was actually decent. I was honestly shocked. I don't really have nostalgia for the original Hocus Pocus. So I didn't really care that there's going to be a second movie coming out. But it was actually alright.
Oh my god, speaking of the original, I gotta get my Binks. I have a Binks plushie wearing Danny's hat, you guys. He's gonna be in this whole video. Okay. Gonna cut on since you just upset me with that comment. Oh my god. Anyway, I love Hocus Pocus. Okay. I love Hocus Pocus. I'm obsessed with it. Yeah, shock. This movie was pretty decent. I was expecting way worse. Now, I mean, it's still not like great, but it's tolerable and it's good. I could watch it again. There were a few things, we'll kind of get into some of the things, but there were a few little things I was like, oh my god, why? Because it's like they're trying to still appeal to a modern audience, and it's like, oh, dear god. What else did you feel? Did you like the characters? Did you like the story? What's up?
The characters were good. I actually liked the plot line of the whole movie, showing the Sanderson sisters when they were younger.
I did too.
And connecting that with the new girls. So I actually liked how it all connected with each other, especially there at the end, showing that kind of Winifred was selfish.
But she really needed her sisters.
Yeah,
at the end.
and the other girl wasn't like that, though. I think they kind of thought, not that they really thought she was, but yeah, she wasn't like that, and she knew that she needed her
Becca
sisters.
Yeah,
Becca.
Yeah,
that she needed her sisters to complete the whole thing.
I liked how the use of that one particular spell, because Winifred, you've always gotten the idea that Winifred thinks very highly of herself. She has a big ego. She thinks she's the best of the Sanderson sisters. And clearly they've always established that she kind of has the most powers. It seems like she's the most powerful. And yeah, she's the most selfish. She wanted all that power to herself. But then, yeah, it's like once she loses her sisters, and it's like, oh, it's like she has an epiphany all of a sudden. You know? And yeah, Becca and her little group, it's like they're not sisters by blood at all. But Becca was willing.
Well, were the Sanderson sisters?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, aren't they? Yeah. Well, they have the same last name.
They're all very. Oh, cut that part out.
But yeah, you got the idea that Becca, even though she had the two other girls are not related to her by blood at all, she still cared about them deeply. That she knew they all needed to share that magic, and she wasn't going to hoard it and hog it for herself to become all powerful and whatnot, because that's not what she wanted. She has no desire to have power like that, like Winifred did. But yeah, talking about that flashback sequence, let's talk about that flashback sequence with the Sanderson sisters as little girls. Oh god, that was hilarious. It was a little cringy in places, some of the acting, but at the same time, it's like I feel like they were going for the thing of poking fun at the Puritans. Because the Puritan society.
Yeah, I think they were kind of just overdoing it purposely anyway.
Yeah. Because at first I was like, oh dear lord. But yeah, like the speech pattern with their language, you know, they were mocking that. They were mocking kind of just their superstitious beliefs, because that's how the Puritans were, you know. I liked how over the top and over dramatic all of that was, and I liked seeing them as little girls. And the lady in the woods, the other witch, I don't even think she had a name. They never called her by name. Even in the credits, I think it just says Witch Mother or something. Like, she has no name. What's up with that? Is that a spin-off in the making? I'm very curious about that. Because that was like the one thread in this whole movie, because everything got wrapped up nicely, you know? And that's like the one thread, it's like they never went back to that, because I thought that lady was going to pop back up.
That's what the second candle's for. That was at the end.
I really thought that lady, because I thought there was going to be something that she would pop up, and like maybe she was in league with Mayor Trask, because I thought Mayor Trask was going to be evil. I thought she was going to pop up in some manner, because the thing is, we all love the Sanderson sisters, even though they're villains. You know, we all love them. So I was trying to think what the movie was going to do, that we needed to support them and love them and whatnot, and that they needed a villain to work against. You know, so that's what I thought was going to happen at some point in the movie, but it never did, which I was kind of a little shocked about. So I'm curious if they're going to do something with the other witch lady at some point. You know, like you said, you were like, I bet they opened this up for a TV show. I would not be shocked if they did tried to spun out a TV show from this. Knowing Disney, you know, they have all the money, they can do whatever they want.
I mean, because you have 3 new girls, and I don't feel like they'd want to do a movie, necessarily, but like a little show of them maybe coming across other magical situations.
I feel like this movie was a nice way, like, just for them to tie up the Sanderson sisters, because I just don't really see them coming back. Because both times, in the first movie, they were coming up from hell. The second movie, they were coming up from hell. And then they disappeared at the end. Like, that seemed more like they were moving on. Yeah. You know? So, I feel like that's done. The Sanderson sisters is done. I wouldn't be surprised, once again, they did this as a show with these 3 girls, and they brought in, like, some other coven of witches, and like I said, if they brought back that one witch lady from the flashback, you know? Who knows? I've wrote the whole series, okay? Disney. So let's talk about the Sanderson sisters. Did that work for you, them coming back? What'd you feel? Did you still like them as much as you did the first time around?
I like the old jokes. Like, that we weren't trying to hide that they were different looking.
They were older.
Yeah. Like,
you know, that works though. Them being older,
but then it also doesn't make sense though, because they died looking that way. Yeah. Or, you know, in the original movie, they died looking that way. Yeah. But now they're older looking, so it does throw you off though, because it is like...
It still works for me though, because the whole thing...
But then isn't that what it was, that they were trying to look for the souls of children?
To get young.
Get back to where they were?
So, yeah, them looking older, because sometimes when you... It's like Doctor Who. Doctor Who tries so hard when they bring back some of the older doctors, and they're clearly older, and they work so hard to try and explain why they look older, and I kind of, it's like, okay, you know, but
let's just not address it and just go with it.
For this, I mean, I can buy into it, because it's supposed to be they're witches, and they're so vain. The Sanderson sisters are so vain, and they want to be young, so I can buy it that they're older. It makes sense in the context of what they've already established in, you know, the prior movie and whatnot, you know?
I mean, their personalities were still the same. We were
I was worried about their personalities being off.
We were talking about, I'm surprised this movie didn't come out next year, because next year's supposed to be the 30
that would have been 30 years.
Thing. So,
yeah, I still like seeing the Sanderson sisters. Yeah, I'm glad their personalities were the same. Who is your favorite? I like Sarah. I've always liked Sarah. I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a particular favorite one. I've
always liked Sarah. I always feel like everyone treats her bad, and they finally kind of did that in this movie. Like, she was like, I'm tired. Like, she's so frustrated. Like, why am I always treated this way? But yeah, I've always liked Sarah the best. I can quote her all the time. I just quote her. Like, when the first movie, she's like, weirdos. I love just going around saying weirdos to people.
That's why you remember them, because they're just random lines.
Yeah, I think this movie...
Actually, I feel like she had more to say, because I feel like in the first movie, it was just like, little one-liners, one word.
Yeah, the first movie is a classic for a reason. I mean, it's verged into cult status at this point. I don't imagine the second movie doing that, you know? I just don't picture this in 20, 30 years' time having the same type of love and adoration that the first one does, you know? Even though I liked the new characters, it's like there's still nothing compared to, like, Danny and Max and Allison, you know? Speaking of Danny, Max, and Allison, were you expecting them to pop up in this movie at all?
No.
No? No. I wasn't expecting all 3 of them. Because I was thinking, I have a feeling they're not going to be able to get all 3 of them. I was really hoping they'd get somebody in there. And I was really shocked that they didn't. I don't know what happened there. It's just kind of weird. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. I mean, even the other...
I mean, the only place they would have fit in is if they were just a random villager. Well, I feel like it wouldn't have fit in very well for them to show up.
I thought they were going to be the parents of some of these kids. You know? Because I was waiting for, I was thinking, oh, maybe Allison and Max, you know, because I always, in my head canon, I would think, oh, Max and Allison got together, but they were teenagers. Maybe they never got together. They married other people. They had different children. Now, I always just kind of had this whole thing that the children would be their children, you know, but that did not happen. I mean, even the bullies. I'm kind of surprised even the bullies didn't pop up in this movie.
They briefly, I feel like they were when they were having that flashback with Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about Halloween, and I don't know if it was supposed to be that. I guess it was supposed to be that year, like when the movie came.
Yeah, because he said in 1993.
And he said something, and I actually was kind of thinking they were going to show up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, baby. I found something. Something fluffy. I liked seeing Billy again. He had way more lines of dialogue.
Because, like, I asked her, like, did he talk before? Because, like,
his mouth, because his mouth was sewn shut the entire movie. So that was pretty hilarious hearing him speak, like, whole things of dialogue.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, it's just weird. I love seeing him back, though. I'm glad they get some use out of him. And it seems like he moved on, too. It's like, leave the man alone.
Oh, because he said anything that was enchanted, or whatever the exact words.
Yeah.
Anything that was enchanted by them would go back
the
way it was.
Yeah. So it seems like he's finally been able to rest in peace, too. Thank God. You said something about Gilbert a bit ago. I really liked how Gilbert... I liked Gilbert.
I really liked his character. Like if there would be a TV show, like he would be my favorite character.
Yeah. I liked how he was using this and like his backstory because it related back to that movie, the original movie, that he was one of them kids that got enchanted, and he's had like an obsession with them ever since. You know, like a fanboy. He's a fanboy, and then he kind of realized, like, oh, hold up, they're a little bad. I was mentioning some of the things that were a little cringy to me about this. You know, in the first movie, they do the "I put a spell on you." And that works in the movie. Okay. It works. It's great. We all love it. We all sing it. We all dance to it. It's great. What was a little cringy to me was as soon as they come out of hell, after they're summoned from hell or whatever, they just immediately start singing and dancing. And that was just a little cringy to me and really stupid. I don't know how you felt about that. It was stupid. It just made no sense to me. It's like that was an instance where this movie was trying.
It is Disney.
Yeah, that was just an instance where I felt like this movie is just trying to appeal to a modern audience, and I feel like,
or like a very young audience.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like those of us who are older and mature now, like that's kind of a turnoff. You know, that's just not appealing to me. Now, yeah, when they sing later. And they're enchanting everybody. Like, that worked. Because this movie, what the movie was doing, I mean, it was pretty much beat for beat for beat for beat how the other movie is laid out when you think about it. You know? And it's about that time in the movie, like when they did I Put a Spell on You. And so at that point, that's where it hits that beat where they're supposed to be doing a song. Like, that worked for me. I didn't have a problem with that. But yeah, them just immediately coming out of hell and singing and dancing with a choreographed number. And it's like...
But then weren't the girls confused?
Yeah, they were confused too. So, I mean, it was just little things like that. You know, it's like they're trying to appeal to a new audience for Hocus Pocus, and it's like, it's not really a newer audience that is really watching this movie. You know, I think it's more kind of our generation that's really more watching it in some ways. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm kind of curious how people younger than us enjoyed the movie, maybe because maybe they didn't like it at all. I don't know. Or they liked it more. I feel like I'm forgetting something. The girls, we haven't really talked about any of the girls in detail. I mean, I liked them. Once again, there are no Allison, Danny, or Max, but they were fine. I liked them. And it's like they established that they all had a friendship at some point, but it's all kind of, the one girl, Cassie, right?
Of course, it had to be broken by a boy.
Yeah, broken by a boy at some point down the line. But yeah, I like them all. I like their relationship with one another. I mean, if they did spin this off into a show, that would be something they can work on, is establishing all these girls a little better. Yeah. You know? And yeah, the one girl's like daughter of the mayor, you know? Once again, I really thought the mayor was going to be a bad guy, you guys.
Like he's been going down through centuries.
Yeah, because you know, in the flashback they showed him as the Reverend, and I really thought he was going to come back. Because because you've not seen those Fear Street movies. There's a big thing in the Fear Street movies that R.L. Stein's, yeah, on R.L. Stein's Fear Street that they had on Netflix. It was like a 3-part movie event. There was like this whole thing with this family line that was like terrorizing the town and whatnot. Just one family through the centuries. That's like a big reveal and stuff. So yeah, I thought there was going to be something up with the mayor. I just feel like I don't have much to say.
No.
It's like, I liked it. It was fine.
I mean, there wasn't really much that happened. It was very...
Like I said, it was hitting every beat of the original movie. It wasn't really... Unfortunately, it wasn't doing anything new. You know? It was doing the thing that what brought them back from hell was the candle. They have a musical number.
Which is why I do feel like it would be a show. Like, this was just an introductory
chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, I mean, they never went back to the witch lady. You know? And it feels like there's something else there. Like, they're establishing there's other witches in this universe. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, they could maybe go to a town over, or another country. Maybe there's somebody else.
So yeah, the movie was fine. If you have warm, cuddly feelings for Hocus Pocus, I don't think this movie is going to upset you or change anything about what you love about the original. You know, if you choose to skip out on this movie, it's fine. But yeah, it was fine. I liked seeing the Sanderson Sisters again, and it seemed like they kind of wrapped that up. I'm glad they didn't bring Binks back from the dead somehow. I kept waiting. I was like, if they bring Binks back in some form or manner, I don't know what to say.
And that cat didn't talk right.
Oh, Cobweb. I think his name was Cobweb.
Yeah.
Oh, that cat. I love that cat. Anything with a cat. So, Stephanie, if you had to rank Hocus Pocus #2 on a scale of 1 to 10 Mickey ears, what would you give it?
I don't know. I mean, I'd watch it again. But, I don't know, like a 7.
Yeah, I was thinking 7. Like I said, I mean, there's just something about that original movie. It's hit cult classic status. And, I mean, it is. It's the original movie, it's cheesy. You know, it's cheesy. But I think what that first movie has, it has, like, a heart and soul to it. I feel like because the whole movie has to do with the brother-sister relationship. You know, Max and Danny, and then you have Binks and his sister, who he failed to save. And so Max needs to save his sister. You know, and I feel like this movie was kind of lacking that heart to it. Does that make sense? I feel like this movie was lacking some sort of heart to it. I mean, they were trying the whole thing with the girls, that they're sisterly bond, that they're not blood related, but they still have that sisterly bond. It's like I felt like they were trying there to put some heart in there, but it wasn't totally reaching that for me compared to like the Max and Danny relationship and Binks and his sister, you know. So it tried, but it was fine. So you guys, that is it for our thoughts and feelings on Hocus Pocus #2. In the comments below, have you guys seen Hocus Pocus 2? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Have you not seen it? Do you not care to see it? Just let us know down below. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.